Today you will discover a history that most Americans have never been told, a history that slipped away. A story about a mixed-race community that once lived and thrived in the United States. Then it disappeared. During the late 1700s and early 1800s, people with Native American heritage, African heritage, and European heritage lived together in several parts of the country. Some settled in states like Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Maryland. They owned farms. They raised families. They lived as free people in a time when most Black Americans were enslaved. Their neighbors did not fully trust them. They did not fit into the racial system of that time. They created their own identity and their own community. They built homes with their own hands. They created schools for their children when most people of color had no access to education. They held on to their traditions and family names. They protected each other because the outside world brought danger. Local authorities labeled them with special terms to show that they were not white and not black. They faced taxes, restrictions, and discrimination because of this. Some of these communities survived for decades. But after the Civil War, life changed again. New laws demanded clear racial separation. Local governments forced families to pick one side. White supremacist groups targeted them. Violence increased. Land was stolen through pressure and unfair laws. Many families left to save their lives. They moved to bigger cities. They hid their backgrounds to avoid racism. They married into new groups so their children would have better chances. Their towns grew smaller. Their schools closed. Their churches lost members. Census records changed their race labels over time. Old identity categories vanished from official documents. Soon, historians stopped writing about them. By the 1900s, most of these communities no longer existed as clear groups. Their names and culture blended into other populations. The world forgot them. Only a few families today can trace their roots back to those lost places. Some researchers are now digging through old court papers, land deeds, and family stories to bring this history back into view. They are trying to show that these people once stood strong in the middle of a divided nation. This story shows how powerful families once lived with pride in who they were. They did not disappear. Their descendants walk among us in many American cities today. Their community was hidden by time, but their bloodlines continue. If you want to see more stories like this, if you want history that schools never teach, like, comment, subscribe.